Hey, lovers! Welcome to the Book Lovers Club, the podcast where we celebrate Black Sapphic love stories, one book at a time. I'm your host, Joy, a married lesbian, lifelong book lover, and relational communication scholar. Here, we don't just read the romance, we learn from it. I believe that love stories can do more than just entertain us. They can teach us how to love better, how to see ourselves more clearly, and how to create the love life of our dreams. Each week, I'll dive into sapphic stories written for us and by us, while weaving in personal insights and communication lessons you can take off the page. So grab your drink, get cozy, and let's turn the page together. Welcome to the club. Hey, book lovers! Welcome back to another episode of the Book Lovers Club. And it's Black History Month, y'all. Come on, this our time to shine. In fact, we actually read Black and Queer all year. So it's really not anything that's interrupting our regularly scheduled programming. However, it is a time to celebrate and just really bask in our blackness. I see you, all right? And I hope you see me because we black and we proud, all right? Well, y'all, last week, my interview with Carmen Lee aired. I hope y'all enjoyed learning more about her and her books and her writing process and the things that she has planned for the future. And I did. I didn't want the conversation to end. I honestly would have kept asking her questions. In fact, I ended the interview and we stayed on and continued to talk for at least another hour. So I really enjoyed talking to her. Okay, I was not ready for it to end. Just the vibes were great. Okay, the vibes were great. So I would love to have her come back on my podcast in the future. And y'all know me, I'll shoot my shot. I definitely asked, and she said she'll come back on in the future. So I really enjoyed talking to her and learning more about her. I really thought Peach Blossom was a real place. I'm like, sign me up. I'm trying to move there. Okay. I'm definitely a city girl. I am definitely a city girl, but I got this other side of me that's a country girl that could really do a small town if it were like Peach Blossom. Okay. I used to live in a smaller town for like 4 years, but it was not given inclusive or diverse. So the way she writes small towns, it's definitely got me thinking like, oh, I could do a small town if it's like that. So I was very disappointed to find out that Peach Blossom is not a real place, but that's all right. I'll live out my fantasy by reading her books. But yeah, I got more author interviews coming up. I've been hustling and moving. Okay. I've been moving. The moment I told y'all that I wanted to interview more authors, it's like God was like, say less. I got you, boo. And then bam, it's been really, really happening. So I'm very, very grateful that people are coming onto my podcast and supporting a small creator like me. Like for real. I won't be small forever, baby. I'm claiming it. I'm not going to be small forever. But right now, we all got to start somewhere. And I just started this in September and I've already had some really good authors and it's only up from here. Okay, so before I get into more of that, this episode, we're going to recap the January book club meeting, do some housekeeping things, talk about what we're going to be reading for February because the book club has spoken. All right. I've already announced the book club picks for February on my socials, but some people might have missed it. So we're going to talk about that today. The month is already off to a good start. I've been reading some really good books. I'm in a very good mood. Okay. Y'all call me on a good day. I'm in a very good mood. But this is my time to shine. February with the intersection between Black History Month and Valentine's Day. So, for those of you who don't know, I got married on Valentine's Day last year. So, Valentine's Day is my 1 year wedding anniversary. I am excited. My wife and I will be in Seattle. I'm actually presenting at a conference for work. And this is my first time presenting at a conference. I've been not only being a boss bitch in my free time with my own brand and my podcast, but I've been a boss bitch at work. So I got promoted last year, and now I've become someone important at the job. So I will be going to this conference to present alongside my supervisor. And I'm very nervous yet excited. One thing I can do is present. So I'm not too worried about that. But just the anxiety of what to expect, how the day's gonna go, the space, all this. But it's gonna all come together because I'm blessed and highly favored. Okay, it's gonna all come together. But it's my 1 year wedding anniversary. So February is just one of my favorite months because we celebrating our blackness and I'm celebrating love, which are my two favorite things because this podcast is centered on Black Sapphic love. So this is my time to shine. Okay. But with that, so I was talking to y'all about author interviews. All right. Talking to y'all about author interviews. We just interviewed Carmen Lee. I just interviewed D.O. Robinson. And I read one of her books. So I read her holiday sapphic novella in December, Holiday Truce. And that book was so good, y'all. So I was thirsty to have her on the podcast. And we had a good time. Like, I really enjoyed talking with her. So that interview will drop, and I'll let y'all know when it's going to air. My interview with Erica Alexander will debut on February 28th. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. So that is scheduled. So my interview with Erica Alexander will air the last Saturday of this month because the book girlies have spoken. We're going to read Where There's Smoke for March. So it came up and they wanted to read it. So we decided to read it for March. So I'm going to air her interview right before we go into March. So that y'all could learn a little bit more about her before we jump into her book. But she has a new book that released, and that's what she was talking to me about on the podcast. But we just talked about her and her writing journey as well. So yeah, we're going to be reading some Erica Alexander books in the next month. But I got some good news. So I just told y'all we had Carmen Lee, we got Erica Alexander, we had D.O. Robinson. So all of those interviews happened just in January. All right, just in January. I said I wanted to interview more authors, and God says, say less. You ask and you shall receive. Well, I was waiting to announce this because, I didn't want to jinx myself. I wanted to wait until it was locked down, until it was like written in stone. Okay. But I will be interviewing best selling author Jessica Cade. She is the author of the Accidents Happen series, and I am a big fucking fan. Okay? I'm a huge fan. I love her. I love her work. She's a Chicago girl too. Her book series, the Accidents Happen series. So the first book, I accidentally summoned a demon boyfriend, is what captured me. Okay? And y'all know I love me some black vampires. Okay? So her second book is I accidentally hooked up with a vampire. Y'all, that book was so good too. I'm like, oh, she 2 for 2. I applied to be an ARC reader for her third book, which was I Accidentally Hired a Shadow Walker. Love that book so much. So when she announced that the fourth book in the series was going to be a Black Sapphic book titled I Accidentally Locked Down a Witch, the moment I saw that, y'all, I slid in her email, messaged her immediately. Please come on my podcast. I know I'm not a big brand yet. I will be. Okay, I'm a small creator now, but I won't be for long. Please come on my podcast. Please, I'm a huge fan. And she said yes immediately, okay? Are you serious? I'm so excited because I'm a huge fan. I own all them books, girl, okay? I be recommending those books nonstop. Anytime somebody like, oh, I want to read more Black fantasy, say less, I got you. And her books are hilarious. Like, definitely rom-com energy, okay? And her brain, the creativity. I'm really excited to see what she gonna do with a Black Sapphic book. And y'all know that we're going to be reading that on this here podcast. In fact, I'm thinking about having a reading challenge where we read her books, the other books in the series leading up to that book. I haven't decided yet how I'm going to do all of that, if it's going to just be like a YouTube challenge thing and I'll make content for YouTube, because those books aren't Black Sapphic books. I'm trying to stick with my niche on this podcast, but I don't read exclusively Sapphic books. So, but maybe that'll be something I put on YouTube and y'all can read along leading up to that book, and we'll read the Black Sapphic book together. And then, of course, I will talk about it on my podcast. But I've been fangirling ever since she agreed to come on my podcast, but I didn't want to announce it until it was like pencil set in stone, like we are really doing this thing. So I'm excited. I've been dying to tell y'all, Like, what? Okay. I'm still geeking out. Honestly, every author that said yes to coming on my podcast, I've been fangirling because I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful to talk to y'all and hear about your journey and your writing processes and things like that. And I've been very intentional. I have been targeting people who I am a fan of their work because I am biased. Like, I'm a fan and I would love to sit down with someone that I'm a fan of. Okay. So I've been very intentional. But yeah, thank y'all for supporting me and supporting my podcast and supporting a small creator like me. But I'm telling y'all now, I'm not gonna be small forever. Okay. So we all gotta start somewhere. But this is an amazing start. All right, this is an amazing start. So, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. All right. So, with that, let's get into the January book club meeting. All right. So, this month, we were trying out a new library. Everybody has been making posts talking about how the library allows you to use their meeting spaces for free. So, with that, everybody's been doing exactly what I'm doing, using the library for their book club meetings, for their meetups, and things like that. So, it has been very difficult to lock in these rooms. Okay. This is a good problem to have. I'm glad that the library is getting the support that it needs and deserves, but it has been making it difficult for me to lock in my meeting rooms. So, we were at a different library this month, but I liked the library. It was nice. However, I am ready to venture out. So the book club girlies have agreed. Our February book club meeting is going to be at a restaurant. So we're going to grab some lunch and yap about books, do something different this month, okay? And we're going to be supporting a Black owned restaurant on the south side of Chicago. So if you would like to join us at our in person book club meeting, you know the drill. Make sure you go to my website and subscribe to my newsletter. I drop the information for the book club meeting every Monday in my newsletter. And I can tell you right now, I have not missed a Monday since I started this journey. Okay, I have not missed a newsletter. My coworker actually gave me props today. They subscribed to my newsletter and they were like, you're doing the damn thing. You've been so consistent. Like, you have not missed a week. No, I have not missed a week. Even during my birthday, I was still on my birthday trip working on my brand and working on my podcast. Okay, because we locked in, baby. Okay, the goals are big. My dreams are big. And I'm not finna fumble the bag. All right. So, yes, every Monday. So, this Monday, the information for the in person book club meeting will be in my newsletter. All right. However, new development, it's the winter in Chicago. It's cold as hell and it's been snowing. All right. We got really spoiled these years prior. But this winter, we're not spoiled. This one is really, really doing some shit, okay? It is cold and it's snowy. You may not want to come to an in person book club meeting. I get it. I really do. Promise. I promise. Trust me. Once this weather breaks, we're going to be at the beach. We're going to be at the lake. I'm having some outdoor book club meetings because that's the vibe. However, I know it's cold. So, with that, I will now be hosting virtual book club meetings. The in person book club meeting will be on Saturday, February 21st. And then the virtual book club meeting will be on Sunday, February 22nd. All right. So if you do not want to come out, you don't want to battle the elements to get to a book club meeting, join us on Zoom. So the information for that will also be in my newsletter. However, I recently created a Facebook group for the podcast. I probably should have done this from the beginning, but I can tell y'all right now, I am not a Facebook girly. I don't enjoy going on Facebook like that. However, I will for you. All right, I will for you. Several people have asked me to get on Facebook, saying that it was easier for them. They're not on Fable, they're not on some of these other platforms. And now with the changes to TikTok, a lot of people have deleted TikTok. So I have now, adjusted and adapted, and I am on Facebook. And it is a good time. I've been posting discussion questions in there, dropping book recs. We have some sapphic authors that have joined, but the information for the book club meetings will also be in the Facebook group under the events. So the book club voted, and the books that we're going to be reading for February are A Little Kissing Between Friends by Chinsia C. Higgins, and then Peaches and Honey by Carmen Lee. So originally we were going to read Carmen Lee's new book, Mine, Yours, and Ours, but the book club decided that they wanted to read Peaches and Honey instead. However, I highly recommend Mine, Yours, and Ours. The moment that woman made that book available, I purchased my ebook and read it immediately. It is good. It's a good, spicy read. All right. And I enjoy the dark romance aspect of it. But Dominique, she's at the top of my book girlfriends list now. I liked Dominique's character. Okay. That was a good book. So we might read that in the future. But I'm really excited for Peaches and Honey. I have not read this book yet. So, sometimes I'm rereading books with y'all, but this is a book I have not read yet. So I've read the other books in her Peach Blossom series. So I've read The 710 Split, The Relationship Mechanic. I've read The Secret Crush Book Club, and I've also read Crossroads. So, and now I've read Mine, Yours, and Ours. So I've read, what is that, 5 Carmen Lee books. So I enjoy her. But yeah, I'm excited for Peaches and Honey. Like I said, I haven't read a book of hers that I didn't enjoy. And then Chinsia C. Higgins, we actually read her other book, Devon and Chris Plan a Wedding, back in September. And that was one of my favorite Black Sapphic reads of 2025. So I already know that her pen game I can trust, okay? Because Devon and Chris was so good. And A Little Kiss in Between Friends, some of the book club girlies have already finished that book and they've been in the group chat fighting so hard not to talk about it and not to spoil it. So I got to catch up because I got derailed. I was reading the Moon Run series by Desiree Granger and had to finish the final book in the series. So I was doing that before I jumped into the book picks for February. But it's all right. It's only the first week. I got plenty of time. Okay. I'll be knocking these books down, y'all. But grab your copies and join us. If you are not familiar with these books, y'all know me. I'm going to read you the description from Goodreads so you can know what you're signing up for. All right. So, this is the book description for Peaches and Honey by Carmen Lee from Goodreads. When PR executive Honey Parker inherits her late aunt's peach farm and bakery in her sleepy hometown of Hickory Springs, Georgia, she plans a quick sale and a swift return to her high-powered life in Chicago. But the small town with too many painful memories and the curvaceous, honey-sweet beekeeper next door might have other plans. After an accident shattered Mimi Smith's Olympic equestrian dreams, she has spent years crafting her life in quiet harmony by nurturing bees, baking pastries infused with her secret peach honey at the bakery she co-owned with Honey's aunt, and helping train a new generation of girls dreaming of equestrian stardom. When a developer's deal threatens to pave over her passions, she's ready to fight for her home and her heart. What starts as tension over property lines and mismatched finances slowly melts into laughter, shared recipes, and a warmth Honey hasn't felt in years. But when sabotage strikes and old dreams clash with new desires, both women must decide what they're willing to risk for a chance at something real. Ooh, that sounds good. And then the other book we're reading is A Little Kissing Between Friends by Chinsia C. Higgins. So here's the description for that one. Music producer on the rise, Sin the Star, knows what she likes, from her sickening beats in the studio to the flirty femmes she fools around with. Her ever-rotating roster has never been a problem until her latest fling clashes with Juicy, her best friend and the most popular dancer at a strip club, Sanity. It makes Sin see Juicy in a different light, one with far fewer boundaries and a lot more kissing. Jaleesa Jones makes great money dancing the early shift and spends most evenings with her son, her Sanity family, or at Sin's house. Relationships are not high on the priority list until she's forced to admit that maybe friendship isn't the only thing she wants from her bestie. But hooking up with your ride or die is risky. Juicy isn't just Sin's best friend, Juicy is her muse. When Sin lays down her bars, it's Juicy she imagines in the club, throwing it back to every note. If they aren't careful, this could crash and burn. But isn't real love worth it? Ooh, that sounds good too. So make sure y'all grab y'all copy and read along with us. If you want to engage in some conversation and yap about these books, you got a few options, okay? Join the Facebook group. We can yap about the book on there. We also have Fable. And then lastly, you can just find me on social media. Slide in my DMs. There are several people that I talk to in my DMs about books. Please do not be shy. I do respond and I will engage. Okay. So you got the Facebook group, you got Fable, you got my DMs or the comments on social media. And I am on all the major platforms. Okay. Threads, Facebook, TikTok, all of it. All right. Instagram, YouTube. You could come find me. But I would love to hear your thoughts. If you read the January book picks, let me know. What did you think? Which one was your favorite? With that, I did create a Black Sapphic bingo challenge. All right. So this month, like I mentioned, it's our regular scheduled programming during Black History Month because we read Black and queer all year around here. Okay. We definitely do. However, there are so many ways to invest in the Black community this month. And I definitely see nothing wrong with us being intentional in how we support others, especially during this season. So, on the bingo sheet, you could leave a review for a Black Sapphic book, go support a Black bookstore, buy a Black Sapphic book directly from the author. Try different types of books, whether it's a Black Sapphic graphic novel like me. So I will be reading Bingo Love this month. And if you go and find my page, I put some book recs and, things that you all should consider reading this month. I'm really excited that I found some Black Sapphic graphic novels and comic books. I had put a post on Threads asking for recommendations and people delivered. All right. So I'm definitely going to be checking some of those out this month. But yeah, read one with me. Try a nonfiction book. Try a book by an author you've never read before. It's so many ways to support Black creators, Black artists, Black musicians, Black restaurants, Black businesses, yourself. This is the season of love. Use this as an excuse, a motivator to really lock in on your self care routine this month. Center some self love. Do something that brings you joy. Try a new hobby. Get out of your comfort zone because I definitely will be, okay? So do something for you this month. Celebrate you. We are our ancestors' wildest dreams. But lastly, I really appreciate y'all supporting me on this journey because I've really been having a great time and I've made some legit friends through this venture. One of my book club girlies, we've gone on a double date with our wives. We got a group chat now. Like, just having this safe space to nerd out about books and talk about our experiences as Black queer women and offer support and uplifting each other and empowerment has really been just a life changing experience. It made all of this work that I've been putting in worth the effort. For real. The networking and connecting with other creators and talking to writers and women who are brave enough to share their voice and their words with us. This has been such a rewarding journey. And I'm very grateful that y'all have been supporting me and been rocking with me. So, in this season of love, let's make some Black history, okay? Let's make some Black history. I want y'all to do something new this month. Venture out. It's very hard making adult friends. I will say that making friends with other book lovers is always a good idea. Finding someone that loves books always gives me something to bond with them about, a commonality. If we don't have anything to talk about, we could talk about books. And if we don't have any books in common that we've read, we could talk about our love of books. It really does anchor us. It helps us find something to connect with others about. Okay, so it's never a bad idea to befriend a book lover. So if you join my Facebook group, I use that space to cultivate community and help facilitate dialogue and help form relationships. If you come to one of my book club meetings, whether it's in person or virtual, we really have made some good relationships and some good connections by bonding over our love of books. And you can access that too. I can't promise you instant friendship, but you will have a good time. Okay, we gonna laugh, we gonna kiki. Okay, so just tap in. A lot of us are seeking community, and it is right there waiting for you. You just got to reach out and grab it. You got to participate. You got to join in. Be a joiner. Okay? No more lurking. I don't tolerate lurkers. If you're going to be in my group chats, if you're going to be in my spaces, engage, talk. In order to access community, you got to be a good community member. And to do that, you got to participate. You got to be a joiner. Okay? So let's join. And if you really don't want to join, you can continue to just listen to me yap about books and follow along and read along on your own, because that's totally fine with me because you're supporting me. And you can find community like this as well. If you don't want to come and talk with us, that is fine. That's why I started this whole thing. As long as you're listening to me and you're reading along and vibing, I'm going to sit here and yap about these books and you can be like, yeah, I agree with you. Ooh, I don't agree with you. You know, however you want to engage, just engage. All right? It is hard making adult friends, but you can do it. You got to put yourself out there. All right? It requires effort. It requires effort. Well, happy Black History Month. Happy season of love. Let's make some Black history, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to the Book Lovers Club. If you love today's episode, make sure you subscribe so you never miss a chapter. And if you're feeling generous, leave a review, because those reviews help other lovers find us. So if you want to keep this conversation going, please join me on Instagram or hop on over to Fable to join the virtual book club. And until next time, remember, the stories we read can help us write the love lives of our dreams. See you next Sapphic Saturday.